My name is Judge Maria Mclaughlin, and I am a judge right here in Philadelphia in the Court of Common Pleas. And why I believe my background uniquely qualifies me for the Superior Court is this. I started off as a young intern for the State Senate, working for the legal staff, learning just how a bill is written. From there, I went to clerk for the President Judge of the Superior Court, so I have the background as a clerk. Then, after that, I went on to the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office. I was an assistant DA and a chief, one of the youngest female chiefs appointed under Lynn Abraham. In that capacity, I argued numerous cases before the Superior Court, and now as a judge in the Court of Common Pleas, in the largest judicial district, I have ruled thousands of times. I've had only 5 appeals. I sit between family and criminal, and I've never once had a decision overturned. And so again, this is where I believe my background comes in. Sitting in Philadelphia with the caseload that we have, the transition to the Superior Court would be a smooth transition. Additionally, for most of my life, I was a single mom. That also makes it a lot easier when you're used to juggling everything in your household along with your workload. It comes easier. So it's something that is easy for me to do, is to juggle. But the most important thing, and what I never forget, is that it is my name on that order. Yes, it's teamwork, but I never forget the fact that it's my name and my name alone that signs that order and everything that goes into it. So of course you have to delegate and have wonderful law clerks, which I do now and hope to have if I'm humbled to be on this great court. But it's something that I never forget. Also, what I always remember with every case that comes before me, and it is no different with the appellate courts, is that there are people behind every case. And no matter what kind of case it is, whether it's a complex commercial litigation case or a custody case, it affects people's lives. And I don't think there's any better way to deal with your caseload than to remember that. So I am one of just 3 judges in the Court of Common Pleas in Philadelphia that preside over not only family law, but also some criminal cases. So with the criminal cases, it is the mandatory minimum case law that's affected at least my decisions the most. With respect to the civil family end of it, I think the custody factors. The case came out that now we have to go on the record and deal with all of the custody factors individually. It certainly has impacted me in Philadelphia with the caseload that we have. Those factors have to be considered on the record or in your court order. Now, many of my orders look like opinions, just on the average custody case because it's required to by the Superior Court. So I think that certainly has changed, in particular, my practice in Philadelphia. So I think as a judge of the Superior Court, I think beyond having to be recommended, I think it should be absolutely required that you have appellate experience. I mean, it's certainly something that should be of utmost importance. If you're wishing to preside on the other side of that bench, you should have had experience in that area. Again, starting off my young legal career was as a clerk for the President Judge of the Superior Court. So I certainly had an experience with a plethora of issues that came before that court, and I know what it takes and what you have to do when you are a Superior Court judge. Additionally, then being a district attorney, I've argued countless times before the Superior Court in a number of different issues. And I've had a number of really great decisions, even on that level. But then bringing it back to what our philosophy is and what I do as a judge on the bench in the Court of Common Pleas now, it is an error-correcting court. I can't be more proud of the fact that despite the fact that I was elected in 2011 and sit in courts where they are the most appealed cases to the Superior Court, that I've only been appealed 5 times and have never been overturned, I take that and I take it with pride, because I think what better experience can you bring to the court that you're wishing to aspire to than that background. So it's not much different than running for the Court of Common Pleas, except for the amount of money that you have to raise. But I think that's the benefit also of having been a judge and being a judge now, that I have a proven record. So I think anybody that knows me knows I'm beyond reproach. I've never called out sick one day since I was elected. I left the district attorney's office with 170 sick days, despite the fact that I went out on maternity leave twice in a row. I mean, these cases that come before me now, they're decisions that you have to make. It's the appearance of impropriety. It's not just whether or not you believe, it's whether or not what the appearance is. So I think having a proven record certainly makes people more comfortable to give to me because they know that they're not giving for any reason or going to get anything back because they never did. I'm a sitting judge now. Nothing would change if I went to the Superior Court. With respect to whether or not it would be better off if, I think it was, we were not elected or we were merit selection, there's a number of issues, and you certainly can't answer that in 90 seconds, but there's a number of issues both ways. What I can tell you is the benefits that I'm seeing in having to be elected. I am seeing people throughout the Commonwealth engaged. I am seeing voters caring about the appellate courts, unlike I've ever witnessed before in my over 25 years of legal experience. So I do see things changed. But with respect to me personally, I don't think that it's any different than when I ran for the Court of Common Pleas. Well, I have a diverse staff. That's first and foremost. And secondly, what I do, and what many people in the Philadelphia system at least know, is every Friday I open my court up and I mentor young people, mostly inner city people. That whether they're law students, they can even be college students. Doesn't matter to me. All of the local law schools call me every Friday afternoon. That's what I do. I have that kind of a list where I can sort of be a professor and a judge, where they get to see a number of issues because they're quick cases on Fridays and they're all morning cases. So I have the time to take with each of these students. And I take great pride in that. Also, what I do is out in the community. I chair a youth anti-violence campaign where we go out to 7th and 8th grade students, mostly in the minority communities, and have them write essays, write W-R-I-T-E. And it's not who has the best written essay, it's who has the best message. So it's extremely important to me, both as a judge but also as a person. It's what I've done throughout my entire career, not just now that I am campaigning for the Superior Court. Everything that I've done my entire life. I've done my entire legal career. So it's extremely important to me. And I've proven that based on my record and my life history. And I think when you're looking at the candidates overall, you need to look at their backgrounds. And I think I have the perfect background to have me ascend to the Superior Court. Again, starting off with my experience in the Senate, clerking for the President Judge of the Superior Court, being a judge in the largest judicial district, 19 years of prosecutorial experience. Also, from day one, from when I was a lawyer, 25 years, I have been involved in the education of attorneys. Going through as a judge, I co-chair education committees. All of the things that I've done from day one, not just in anticipation of running. But the most, probably the best compliment I ever got from an attorney was that I bring a human element to the bench. That's important not only at the trial level, but also at the appellate level. Again, I never forget that there is a person behind every decision that I make.